What up, James? Welcome to TSG Uncut. I'm your host, Shaun C. Uh, Let me just say thank you all for being here tonight. I We've been talking over these last couple weeks. We've been building a narrative. If you've been watching this channel, you know that I've been connecting every video to the previous video. And if recently we've been talking about, these proms, these extravagant proms. We've talked about the lack of male role models. We've actually been exploring how women are actually like how they're teaching young girls. We've even talked about the effect that it's having on boys. We've talked about men and boys, and we had a specific conversation about that. And tonight is kind of more a multi-pronged attack. And if you stick with me at the end of this, the last topic that we're going to talk about, which will be the crescendo, if you will, of all the things we talk about tonight, is going to lead into the very next video here on the channel. Okay. And I know that there's a lot of bad news out there lately. And what I want to do is to, you know, the last clip of tonight is going to be a more positive story, or at least goes to a point that I've made many times here in this channel. And that'll lead into the next topic, which I consider a more positive topic. Okay. And that'll be Friday's video. So, a little housekeeping before we get there. Just want y'all to know that we will not be having a live stream next week. We may, but most likely not, because I have a flight early. Actually, probably not. I have a flight very early Thursday morning. I will be attending a wedding, and I need the time away. Okay, I need the time away. We will still have. There'll probably still be a video that comes out that week, even though I'll be gone. I think I'll still probably want to put the video out, so I have to get to work on that. And because of I have only a week-ish before that time I have to leave. Probably going to make tonight's live stream a little bit shorter than normal. Short, but it is a live stream. So my goal is to probably keep this right about an hour-ish. But we do have some longer stories progressing. So what I'm going to say to that is that I want to thank each and every one of you all for being here. I want to thank you all for being gents. If you're not subscribed to the channel, we typically do this most Wednesdays where we sit here and talk about these topics. I've been trying to expand the topics out to kind of more look at the issues, the deeper in the issues, and not just the individual stories. Though I do want to start talking more about the individual stories too. And that's something I want to, say here. Once I get back and really get my footing back, you might typically toward the end of the month, you'll probably start seeing me put out videos on Tuesdays and Thursdays, but it'll be single issue videos. Now, the only way that works is if you all continue to support the channel. And again, if a video is doing well, I'm not going to put a video right behind that because I want that video to keep having momentum. But as of now, we typically do 2 videos a week plus plus a live stream. But if you all want to see more videos, then you guys gonna have to watch those videos, okay? But like I said, I'm gonna reserve that toward the end of the month, and that's typically because a lot of us creators are making end of the month push to try to get more views before the end of the month. And then typically during the beginning of the month, at least for me, I try to just put out regular videos, kind of relax, because that end of the month push gets a little tough, right? So again, thank you all for being here. Let's see who we got up in the house tonight. I'm trying to run through some of these. Preston, what's going on? Thank you for being here tonight, Preston. He said, yo, what's up, brother? Homie, Shaun C is the TSG and the Big Dog City Peeps. Thank you for being here, Preston. I appreciate you. And then Preston says, hit that like button. I appreciate you. Edward, great to see you here. He says, sup, people? What's up, Edward? Great to have you here tonight. Thank you so much. Preston says, the lack of male guidance is exactly why society is failing. Yep, we're going to talk about that tonight. Shout out to our boss. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being able to make it tonight. He says, salute, gents. All love to the chat. Much appreciated. Much appreciated. Um, Shout out to Wesley. Nah, we've heard you, ladies. You don't need men. You said that 1,000 times. Hold on to that, Wesley, because let me just say this. The topic tonight is, think about it, it's still a continuation from what we've been talking about. I titled it this way because, as you will see tonight, the question isn't they don't need men. I intend to show y'all tonight why society does. Okay, that's my argument for tonight. Dude, we all need a break at some point. Your mind will be elsewhere at the wedding. Man, y'all don't even know, man. I know I don't put out as many videos as other channels, but I actually take a lot of time to think about this. And I have I have other work to do. I have another part. I have more to this job than just, the videos I put out on here. So it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work, man. It's not just a lack of male guidance, it's a lack of respect for male guidance. That's the reason, in part, that society is failing. Absolutely. You guys are already answering the question of the day, which means I expect y'all to go into the comments, populate those comments after this video. All right. Yep. Y'all talking amongst each other. Let's see. Shout out to dude from Fairfax, man. Much love to Shaun C. Thank you for the sacrifice that you make putting this together. Absolutely, man. Listen, I enjoy this. Some weeks are harder than others to get this out, but even tonight I was like, all right, well, what if I take a couple of weeks off from live stream? I'm like, you know what? Nah, man. I want to talk to the gents tonight. Plus, we've been, if you've been watching the videos I've been making lately, and they're all connecting, right? They're all like connected. And tonight's live stream connects to all the stuff that we've been talking about. I eventually am going to be shifting. Again, the next video is going to be kind of on the positive side with a couple things we got to discuss, but it's all connected to what we're going to talk about tonight and what we've been talking about. So you guys are spot on. You guys are there. You guys are close, and you're going to see that actually tonight's live stream has like 4 or 5 parts. Okay. I say 5, but 5 would be the conclusion. But I have 4 distinct parts of this short sections. And each one tackles a different thought process, a different problem, a different issue with examples as well. So trust me, I put a lot of time in today to make sure that this thing got to the point. All right. Glad to catch another live, ready for the roast night. I know, man. I owe y'all. I owe y'all that. We. I don't know if it's necessarily roast tonight, but we'll see. Shout out to King. Shout out to my brother there. He said, "Hey, gents, great to see you. Thank you for being here. Appreciate it." Amin, what's going on? Your sacrifice does not go unappreciated. Thank you so much, Amin. And you know what? Shout out to the people that hit me up on Instagram. Who asked a couple questions. I know I got to get to the people that have left any voice messages. I apologize. I haven't been on that. That is my bad. Okay. I still want y'all to leave voice messages. I would still love to do members only videos where I go through more comments, more voice messages. Actually, that's probably what I should do for tomorrow. It's a good idea. So I might do that tomorrow. See what I got on voice messages. I haven't been able to get to a bunch of y'all comments, and it might be good for me to do that and make that into a members only video. And listen, if you're a member of this channel, for the price of a cup of coffee, okay, you get that extra content. Even one extra video, I promise you, is worth that cup of coffee. Right. So thank you to all my members, because you all, like, I can't stress enough how important you are to this channel. All right. Friday night roast session. I know. You know what? I owe y'all a Friday night roast session. We will do that in the beginning of June. I just got to see how the calendar falls, because when I got to get back from the trip, and then we can have instead of doing a live stream on a Wednesday, I'll push it out to a Friday, and we'll do that on a Friday. That's a good idea. Let's do that. So I will be letting y'all know. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel because I'm gonna probably tell y'all about the Friday night jam session um through the community posts and through the videos. Okay. So make sure y'all look out for that. Let's get to the first video. All right, we're on good time there. All right, check it out. Put a 1 in the chat if y'all can hear this. Actually, before we get there, let me set this up. So let me set this up. So we've been talking about these mothers raising the kids by themselves, how they're raising the kids. They're raising girls to be, sassy and independent and boss chicks and baddies. But for the young men, it's almost like they're just leaving them to their own devices. And we hear this argument that men need to step up, which is why I think I put that, if I remember correctly, I believe that's in the thumbnail, right? The reason why I put that is because in this first part, I'm going to set the tone that men want to be involved in their kids' life. Okay. So let's disparage that, especially, believe it or not, there was a study that came out that said that Black men are the most involved of all races of men when it comes to their kids. We hear this narrative that Black men are deadbeat dads, but Black men who are around are good role models. All right. And I intend to show you that theme throughout tonight's video. But let's hear this first. Y'all tell me what y'all think about this. Put a 1 in the chat if y'all can hear this, please.
So my baby daddy wants to take our daughter to a theme park. I told him the only way that he can take her is if he agrees to take my other 3 kids.
Oh, hell
now,
no.
Our daughter is 13, and then I have a 3-year-old, a 6-year-old, and an 8-year-old. I sent him this text.
Oh, let's pause it. Oh, shit.
And then he responds back telling me that I'm just being.
Hold up. I'm sorry about that, y'all. Let's take a look at the text. I'll be honest, I haven't got a chance to see it fully. So his name is Tony. Shout out to Tony. He said, she got Tony BD, baby daddy. Thank y'all for the 1s in the chat. All right. I'm taking her to the theme park next weekend. She says, what about my other kids? He says, they not mine. She says, they still in this house. He said, I'm not responsible for them. The fuck? So you just gonna lead them out like that? He says, I'm spending time with my daughter. He capitalized my. And he says, I got to deal with 3 crying kids. Oh my God. That's goddamn delusional. That's not my problem. Then she puts in all caps. Then she not going neither. He said, you being bitter. He said, nah, I'm being a mother to all my kids. And then he said at the bottom, you can't see it, but he said, I said what I said. So this is, let me get up on the screen. Ladies, any ladies listen to this, okay? This shit is insane. This dude is doing right by his kid. Mind you, she got a 3-year-old, an 8-year-old, and a 4-year-old. What did she say? 3, 8, and 4? Doesn't matter. These are really young kids. And he's supposed to grab all them kids and take them to the theme park? Like, maybe I can see the 8-year-old, but and again, that's not his responsibility. This is an example, many examples like this. I listen, I've been this guy trying to see my kids. I know other dudes that have been in this situation trying to see their kids, right? And here it is, you're expected to fill in where all the other baby daddies fell out. So this kind of falls in line, gents, kind of what we see, right, with the dating and relationship situation. Think about it. A woman might want you to pay for her meals, pay for her to get her nails done, buy all the drinks. Shit, they're not even asking for rent now and all these other amenities, okay, from you. But they're not asking that same shit of the other dudes that they dating or they talking to. Because if they really like you, They're not asking a damn thing. They're not asking this of you. They're only asking this from the men that they feel like they can get it from. And more specifically, let me say this out here. They ask it of the dad who is doing the most. Let me say that again. If you are the man who is being responsible, they're going to ask you to do that shit for all their kids. All right? Hold up. I'm going to get to y'all comments in a second. Let's play this video out. This is crazy. Oh, shit.
And then he responds back telling me that I'm just being bitter. Now, I told him, I say, look, I don't want to have to deal with my other kids crying. Like when my daughter leaves to go with him to the theme park, my other 3 kids are going to be sitting at the house crying, wondering why they couldn't go too. And I just feel like as a man, he should be willing to take my other kids. So I just want to know, am I wrong?
Yes.
You know, am I being bitter?
Yes.
Or am I being a protective mother?
No.
Am I wrong for not wanting my other kids to feel left out? Y'all let me know down in the comments.
Shut your ass up. Anyway, let me get back up here, man. Y'all wanted a roast, there you go. Okay? Just no, ma'am. No. You're not protecting your other kids. You should have protected your other kids by making sure that their dads were in their life. Ladies, this is the problem with having multiple baby daddies. The issue with having multiple baby daddies is that you dealing with all these different personalities. You're dealing with these other men. You chose to lay down with those men. Your first baby daddy of your oldest kid, he has nothing to do with anything you did after that. He's not responsible for that. And we gotta stop doing this. We gotta stop doing this where you gonna put all that pressure on that man for the decisions that you all messed up on. Make that make sense. Make that shit make sense, because it doesn't. Let's see what the gents got to say. She is right on the POV of the kids, but she needs to make plans with her remaining kids. There you go. Why can't she why that one kid is gone, why can't she do something with the kid? Shout out to you, White Ranger. Thank you so much. Our boss says one person's responsibility doesn't equate everyone else's F up. Yep, you're right about that. As a man, how is it that man's responsibility to take care of kids that's not even his? Shut the F up, bitch. Matrix says, Bonnet Crew strikes again with cholesterol in her voice. That's right. And Rocky Road in her blood. He effed up by telling her about her plans, how he was spending time with his child. I hear that, but let's say the reverse was flipped. The roles were flipped. I'm not saying that he got to tell her everything. And I'm saying if the roles were flipped, if the kid stayed with me and was going with his mom, generally you'd like to know what they were doing. I don't need to know everything. So you're right, but there is that respect factor. The respect factor is, hey, so what y'all, and I mean, I wouldn't ask like, I need to know everything you're going to do. See, that's what women do to men. What are y'all doing? I need to know everything, your whole itinerary. Like, wait, no. When my kid is here, we're doing this is about our time. It's had nothing to do with you. I don't sit there and ask you what you do in your spare time. So I kind of get that to some extent. Shout out to expat livers overseas. Adam, shout out to you, man. Any man with common sense will stay away from modernized women. Bish, you better find your pookie called baby daddy. Byron says, no, it part of the nurturing process with being selfish. Women will feed other kids. Men protect their own. Yeah. Key word, they ain't mine. Yeah. And in hiding the 10 F's in my responsible children, that's not mine. Yep. We see this all the time. Cholesterol, that's pookie juice. Shout out to the champ, man. Thank you for being here tonight, man. Great seeing you. Thank you for being here. He said, why don't they humble and just submit to the good father? You know what? Right Ranger, that's a great thought. I was literally just thinking this probably about 2 or 3 minutes ago as I was going through y'all comments. What I was gonna say is not in all cases, but if women were more cordial with the baby daddy that's around doing the thing, I'm not saying you can't expect that man to do everything. It's not his responsibility. But maybe if you were a little bit nicer, maybe if you were a little bit more agreeable, maybe he wouldn't have a problem. He said, you know what? Yeah, I'll take the kids. I'll take these kids. But I mean, what is he going to do with a 3-year-old? She decided to lay up and have a baby, right? Another baby, 3 and a 4-year-old, however old they are. I'm not taking the 3 and a 4-year-old. They're too little. We're going to a theme park. You don't want to have little babies. Who's supposed to watch them? So instead of me and my 13-year-old getting on the rides and doing all this stuff, now I got a baby. What am I gonna do with that? Then me and my child are not spending time. Okay. And let me tell you something. The 3 and the 4-year-old ain't gonna really know too much. They might ask some questions, but do something with them. Now the 8-year-old, that might be a little bit different. I'm not saying that that man was responsible for that, but I'm saying to be like, you know what? I'll take the 8-year-old. I'll take these 2. You deal with your babies because they babies. They can't even get on the theme park rides anyway. But the 8-year-old could. But if you were nicer, maybe he might have done it. Nope. I'm not telling her anything that I'm doing with my child. Oh, I hear you. I get it. I'm not gonna deny it. All right, we're not done. We got a lot more. That's why I said I got to get through this. I got to get through this because it's a lot. Now, this is a short clip, but I want you to see how difficult these women are with baby daddies, with fathers.
You don't take child support payments from him, do you?
Yes, he leaves
so
it there.
blocking on Venmo?
He should. That makes it so much easier on him to just Venmo me instead of going to the bank. He's doing everything the easiest that it can possibly be done for Chase, and he's done that the whole time we've been
Why
together.
would you not want it to be easy
Right.
if he's going to send you money? Why would you not want that to be easy for him?
Because it takes one more thing off of Chase that he has to do.
So I don't know if you all fully caught that, but this clip right here was them going to court for child support. It says the mom doesn't want dad to see their child. She claims he has it too easy, especially when he sends his child support via Venmo. So here we have a father who is trying to get to pay his support for his child. And there's this mindset, because I've heard this before too. And I don't know how many of you all have, been in this situation when you hear your ex say, well, you got it too easy. See, they're out of your life, but they still want to control your life. And they use the children to do it, which is probably one of the most diabolical things. I'm going to tell you how diabolical it actually is.
Worse than being a fucking good dad, being a good dad who is divorced. Because nobody can be a good dad and see their fucking kid every Wednesday and every other
That's
weekend.
you still being a good dad when
It's
you're
hard.
not in the same
It's
room.
hard.
It's fucking way harder than
Let me
what I
tell
had
you
to
one
go
of the
through.
worst. No,
That's why I give my dad props.
Let me tell you something nobody ever fucking talks about. Nobody ever talks about how it feels being a single dad on a Sunday when you drop the kids back off at house.
Yeah, it's tough.
Nobody talks about the depression that comes with that. Nobody talks about like
the separation anxiety.
when you're walking around going, yo, there's no mess to clean up. Nobody gives a fuck what I'm doing. There is no whatever.
So I threw this in here to finish off this part because this narrative that men don't want to be involved in their children's life, it's a lie. All right? There's a lot of men who want to be in their child's life, yet they're dealing with a difficult ex. They're dealing with a difficult person. But yet, on social media, to their friends, to family, that dude's a deadbeat. And like he said, they know what they're doing. they love the idea that you're miserable. Because what's that saying? Misery loves company. Knowing that for dads like this, like myself, who would have to drop my kids off on a Sunday. Oh, the emptiness in the house, the pain of going through this. Now, even worse, if you get the opportunity to drop your kids off and see them, that's great. What's worse is when you have a woman who's like, well, it's too easy for them. Or if you don't take my kids and you ain't gonna be able to see your kids. That's bad. And I'm gonna say this. Any woman who does that, you're a horrible person. Horrible. If you have a man who's doing who wants to do for his kid, and you are preventing him from seeing his kid to the fullest extent, you are a terrible person. And you deserve everything that comes to you in life. All the hot dog carousels, you deserve it all. That's just my humble opinion. Oh, hold up. Major says Uno reverse. Would a single woman take a man with 3 kids? Nope. That's like telling her child's father who she's effing. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, brother homie. They open their legs to Chaticus and Leotis, but expect the same men they disrespected to play Captain Saber 304. Yep. Edward says the father needs to take her to court for visitation. Then when she pulls this, she'll be arrested for interference. I've already shown that some courts will do this, Edward, but it's not that simple. Like in some states, it takes so much. I had a guy that worked with me, and he knew I was divorced, and then he was going through it. And it sucks because when you see like the couple looks like they're doing well, and then all of a sudden you're like, wait, y'all getting a divorce? And then he was going through it, and then she changed. And when you're in the military, you see this all the time. You see a bunch of divorces in the military. And so it's hard. Let's just use military men, for example, trying to see their kids. You're gone for a portion of time. So going to court is a pain in the ass. Going to court is money you don't have. Going to court is you don't have much of a leg to stand on because you're going. It's almost like you have no rights. So even though you can sit here and say, oh, she not doing this, she not doing that, you know how long it takes to enforce it? You know how much money it takes to get the court to enforce this? And they want to make money off of this. This is a system that is designed to do this exact thing. Judges retire off of this shit. You rocking a BBL, but expect a 6-figure man call you past delusional. If anything, these people don't know how to pick a struggle for the problems that they started and created. Of course, men want to be in their children's lives, but these walk-in blank guzzlers, dumpster slaughter, street birdies, disease flus, only fans think they're about the paycheck, right? And T. Lamore says, the court awarded me everything in my divorce. My son hates me for divorcing their mom. Wow, that sucks. Congratulations on getting your kids, but wow. See, and thank you, T. Lamore, for that, because that's a side that we never get to hear. We never get to hear the you left our mom, you know? That shit don't come out until later, until they're adults, you know? So, because one thing I didn't do with my kids is I didn't say anything bad about their mom. I let my children's moms badmouth me most of the kids' life. It wasn't until like they were teenagers that I was actually able to be like, here's the story. You know, they teach the kids how to be ungrateful and disrespectful. Absolutely. We're going to talk about that all tonight. All right. So we're going to move to our next part. So in our next section, we're going to talk about boys without guidance. And we're going to start off this section. There's a woman who's going to talk about this family dynamic, which kind of explains kind of some of the stuff that we see in today's society, and not just from, split, divorce, single parents, even people that grew up in households that have two parents, they got issues too. Check it out.
Men carry the voice of justice. Women carry the sound, the voice of care, right? So when we talk about emotional intelligence and then we talk about the family that you grew up in, if you grew up in a home where maybe there were two parents, right? But your mother was the voice, right? Maybe your dad worked a lot, he was away a lot, didn't really say much. When you grow up, if you want to be a wife, right, you become married, your brain is only used to the voice of care. So it will attempt to mute your husband's voice of justice. And so that will sound like, well, why are you talking to me like that? When they just talking. I don't like the way you saying that, right? They try to rear the kids. Why are you talking to the kids like that? I don't like how you talking to them. And that is an attempt for your brain to revert back to what's familiar, where you simply have a house where the voice of care is the predominant house. And so if you are successful, you will mute your husband's voice and he won't have a voice, or your husband will say, I can't do this anymore, and leave.
Yep. So she's right. She's right. I fell into the category of not being home or not being around because of being in the military, particularly and especially in the Navy. I had to go out to sea. I had to move different places. Right. So your kids is crazy because I didn't learn. One of my exes from my older kids, she would call me. I'll tell you how disrespectful they are. My ex would say to people jokingly, "Oh, he's not much of a he not even a disciplinarian. He real soft on the kids." Now this is what my ex would say. Okay, tell me why though. Whenever they were messing up, I get the phone call. Talk to your dad. Tell him what you did. So if I'm not the disciplinarian, why is it that when they fuck up, that's the time you call me? That's when you so you make me the bad guy. You can't get control of the kids, so you call me so that I can be the bad guy. And let me say, I don't mind doing that. But what I had to warn her about is the only time you calling me is to make me be the bad guy for when you can't get them to do what you want to do. I said, that's going to make them lose respect for me. That's going to make them not listen to me. Because as they get older, they're going to say, that's empty promise. He's 3,000 miles away. What are he going to do? Right? So mom set up dads really badly in that scenario. The other thing that I found interesting about what she's saying is when she said the part about why you talking, why are you doing that? Why you like you trying to discipline the kid? And then she steps in. If you're a woman listening, that is one of the worst things you can do. You want a man that's going to come there and take care. Let's talk about the stepdad respect. Okay. It's really bad when you do it. They do it to their own kids. But let's even talk about the stepdad thing. Y'all want dudes to come up there and be stepdads to your kids. And he steps in because he's an adult. And he tells the kid, hey, what are you doing? And then you don't like the way he talking to your kid. Why is any man going to sign up if you're going to stop him from correcting your kid? Let me tell you something. This goes into what we talked about in the last episode. We used to raise kids as a village, which means Everybody had a say, and if it was an adult saw that kid doing something wrong, every adult had the opportunity to chastise your kid. Period. Shit happened in my old hood, even though the woman who was chastising me was always wrong. Why you in them people mailbox? Ma'am, this is my mailbox. You know, you got their mailbox. I'm like, ma'am, I live right here. This is my mailbox. But anyway, the point is, when you know enough people, it takes a village to raise a child. So even a stepdad, stepmom, whatever, as an adult, the kids need to learn that respect, you're supposed to respect your elders, period, end of story, especially if they're telling you something correct. And as another adult, you don't step in on that. You say, yep, that's right. Go ahead and apologize to Mr. So-and-so. Go ahead and apologize to Miss So-and-so for the way you talk to her. We don't do that anymore. Now you see these people out and they're like, why are you talking to my kid like that? Or y'all saw that last video where the teacher was saying, hey, you're not supposed to have a phone in school. And all that woman said was, yeah, I'm going to talk to her. But then they all laugh in her face. You just taught that kid that they don't have to respect authority. You just told that kid that they don't have to follow the rules. And let me show you all what the result of that is.
Though you went out and laid down with this little girl.
Mom, I'm not ready for this. I can't do this. This is too much, bro. I ain't got no money to take care of no kids.
You and Amanda, y'all, I know you only 16, but you and Amanda have known each other since y'all was kids.
Oh,
y'all been close for a long time, so I'm sure.
I don't want nothing to do with her. Man, this is not it, Mom.
Okay, but you can't just leave her. You can't just leave her high and dry. No, you're gonna take care of the baby. Tell me what I can do. Yes, I can, because I'm your mom, and I still take care of you. No, it's too much. So you know what time it is. So all of that, all them designer and all this stuff.
I didn't grow up with no daddy. So how am I supposed to know what to do?
But because you're gonna sit, and you're gonna figure it out. You're gonna adjust yourself to what you have going on.
Did you hear what he just said? Sorry, I'm sorry to cut it off. If you don't know what's going on, or you're listening to this later, just doing the listening thing, 16-year-old boy just found out he's gonna be a teen dad, and now he's saying he doesn't want to be with his childhood girlfriend. Been with this girl since they were little. He got her pregnant. What stands out to me is when he said, well, I ain't have no dad. Like that was an excuse for why he shouldn't take care of his responsibilities. But you see, that's the mindset. The girls are going to say, well, we ain't had no man in this house. We don't need no men around. Well, men can't tell us what to do because they ain't never been around. And then young boys like this one right here are learning that he don't have to take care of any responsibility because his dad didn't stay around. So why can't he leave? Why can't he abandon this kid?
Just a baby.
For it to work for now you just a baby. You wasn't just a baby when you was laying down with her. So don't try to pull out you just a baby card now. Just let me talk. Let me talk.
No, I'm just too young.
Just let me talk. There's no more all that.
See, let me stop this right here. If he had a dad, they ain't no just let me talk. You're going to shut your ass up and you're going to listen. You don't get to talk now. You didn't did too much already. There ain't no time for talking. There ain't time to listen to you. You don't get to talk no more. You done proved irresponsible. You don't get to say shit.
Well, we just gonna be doing allowances now. No. You can make money over here with me to take care of the baby. You can make money here with me. You can come work at the shop, do stuff at the shop, pitch in time at the shop, and I'll pay you for it.
And now this little kid say he ain't working. Let me tell you something. If there was a man in this house, he'd be getting his little ass snatched up right now. What do you mean? You don't have a choice. You a man now. You didn't have you man enough to lay down with and make a baby, but you ain't man enough to go in this shop and make that money to take care of your baby. Yeah, he wouldn't have no teeth. Wouldn't have no teeth.
And then but ain't no pay her. Stop playing. You know that little girl already got a job. She already working. She been working. You got to think about it. She's not as fortunate as you was. And I love that little girl. So I would never even if I didn't know her, I would never let you do her like that. Because I'm a woman who didn't have no daddy around for you. You should never did what you did. And I told both of y'all, sat both of y'all down 2 years ago and told y'all, since y'all haven't doing what y'all do, y'all better be ready for the consequences that come with it. No. I told y'all.
Oh, Jesus. T. Lamore, I saw your comment about being triggered. I got triggered by this. Not that I had to deal with this, but sorry I'm late. Watching you and Spurs versus OKC. God damn it. That game was so good. I'm going to just watch the highlights after it's done because I don't want to know. But shout out to Wemby. Wemby was like, y'all messed up not making me the MVP. Anyway, I'm a Spurs fan, so not going damn, we got a lot of comments. Hell, it hurts to be out driving around seeing fathers in the parking lot dropping off, picking up kids while mom is heading out to have a hot girl summer. Yeah, it is. Big truck driver, shout out to you, man. Thank you for being here this evening. Preston says, that's jacked up. Sorry to hear about that. Yep. Hey, big truck. Shout out. What up, chat? What up? Glad to have you here. The only thing that these people carry is a voice of lies in delusional city. You can definitely be the voice of reason while you only commit treason. You were still providing. Yeah. Yep. That's true. But it still sucks, man. Again, not to trigger you on this, because we are moving through this. I do have more to show y'all. But there's a reason we're going through this. Dating for modern women is like shopping, while dating for men is like a joke interview he's paying for. Stinger, shout out to you. He says, sorry I'm late. Watching. Okay, I read that one. Who effed up the village taking care of all the kids? Yep, I know. Why in the 10 Fs would any man sign up for a walking ride with disease cluster F? Oh, brother, I'm getting triggered by the flashback. I won't leave, Chief. I appreciate you. I appreciate you, T. Man, I get it, man. I'm sorry. Look, I promise you, stick around, okay? Stick around. I'm sorry it's going to be a little triggering, but we got to talk about it because all of this is when you see the next section, okay? The next section is going into the need for us, the need for fathers. Because this right here, this same situation. And matter of fact, let me say this before I get any deeper, before I forget. She obviously got a business. She might do hair, and she said, "I spoiled you," or basically like you had it. So essentially, you got this kid, this young boy, who had a mom who obviously making money. She obviously buy him stuff. Right? And so he got to have he obviously, those little boys that you see in the other videos, you know, the ones where the mom, I'm doing well. And so I'm gonna make sure that my son's prom and he gonna be coming out and this is the kind of kid that'll be in them prom pictures where they got red carpets and shit and fireworks. You spoil them. Y'all think just because you're supposed to spoil your kids. And all you do is just make an ungrateful adult. This is bad. This is really bad. It's a man cue to move on when she says, my kids. Oh, man. When I've heard that shit, so let me put that on the screen. Let me tell you exactly what I said in this scenario. I said, if this is your kid, if you think this is only your kid, then give me my fucking money back. If this is just your kid, then take care of your kid. Because if I had my son, if I had my daughters when they were younger, we wouldn't call you for shit. We wouldn't need any of your money. We don't need shit from you. But yet I'm going to make sure that they know about their mom. I'm going to make sure they spend time with their mom. I'm not going to badmouth their mom. I say that's the difference between me and you. So if this is your kid, then why you need me for? Why you need money from me? You go ahead and take care of my kid, and then when he become grown, explain to him why I'm not around. Because of you. So she didn't like that one. Did not like that answer. All right. Let's see where we're at. Yeah, okay. So we're going to the next section because that section was the prove a point. So that was boys without guidance. All right. Now this next section is we just saw that young man not have a father around. And I'm not going to I know we've been ragging on this mom, the last mom. She has her own business. She thinks that she's doing right by her kid, and she don't understand why he don't listen, why he don't want to take any responsibility or accountability. I saw a video, gents. It was a bunch of dogs, right? It was Doberman Pinschers. And so one of the little Doberman Pinschers, maybe y'all saw this video clip before, but one of the little Doberman Pinschers was being all rowdy and stuff. And so the mom dog was trying to calm the little baby down, but it wouldn't. It was just rowdy. But then the dad came around and barked at him once. That damn little one backed down. He bowed down. And that reminds me of how it is. Yes, you might be a stern mom. You might be a disciplinarian. I get it. But there is nothing like a father's voice. There is nothing like that man that comes in and exudes his authority. Because see, young boys like this, they can understand that. The fact that he was talking over her and he ain't trying to hear nothing, he ain't trying to work, a man ain't gonna hear that. The man ain't trying to hear that. So in this next section, that's what I'm gonna show y'all. Now, in this video that I'm about to show you here, I'm sorry if y'all can't see it well, but in the caption it says, "Moms, do y'all find it difficult to watch dads discipline boys without intervening? I was looking out the window crying too." This is the problem right here. This is huge. This has happened to me before. And it's like, do not interrupt me when I am trying to discipline this kid. Because as soon as you do that, as soon as you intervene, you're telling that kid that they don't have to listen to me. You're telling that kid they don't have to respect me. And I'm not going to stay around if that's going to happen. Why am I going to be around for a disrespectful ass kid? Not going to do it. And neither should none of you.
Oh, I just oh my gosh.
I don't care. I don't care. You gonna figure it out. Have a seat. Until you're ready to take the bike up there. You're gonna get the bike up there.
Dad, I just can't. I just
Whining and crying ain't gonna help you. Whining and crying ain't gonna help you. So now, so you can whine and cry, and then when you get done, you still gotta take the bike up there.
I just need help.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
No, you don't.
Dad.
Mm-hmm. You just go stay in pain until you get the bike up there.
Dad, you want me in pain?
No, I want you to get the bike up there. Hurry up.
I just need help.
No, you don't. You're not getting it. You're not getting it. You're not getting it. You know, you're not hurt. I'm always hurt. I still figure it out. Stand the bike back up. Go. Stand the bike back up. No, you are being delirious. That's your problem.
What is that?
Yeah, you're just whining and crying instead of, if you shut the hell up and stop whining and crying and suck it up, you can do it. Bring the bike down. Thank you. Turn the wheel and grab the bike by the middle bar, like I keep telling you. By the middle bar and pick the. Thank you. Pick the bike up. Open this on the step. Yep. There you go. And get the bike now. Now you better take your time because it's gonna fall back down the steps. What you trying to be all emotional? Yep. Yeah, thank you. Take the bike in there and then lock the door. Take the bike all the way in there so we don't trip over going in there. Can I do what?
So, shout out to Ruben. He said, what up, TSG family, Florida in the house? Shout out to you, man. Shout out to Florida. Mom teaches to be gentle and loving, and dad prepares them for struggles of life. Absolutely, White Ranger. Absolutely. And the award for Best Actor. The part that I want to bring out about this clip right here is, and any ladies listening, particularly I want y'all to listen to this. I understand that inside of you, when you hear your child in pain, your reaction is to help them not be in pain. And a father's job is to allow that young boy to learn to not be in his emotions so that he can rationally do what he needs to do, even through the emotional pain. Do you understand what I'm saying? Trying to raise these young men like you would your daughter is why y'all up here talking about the sassy men out here. Well, some of y'all just say they're sassy because they don't want to do what you want to do. But I'm saying is that the problems that we have when you go back to that young boy who got his girlfriend pregnant, he's being all emotional. And look what happens when he's emotional. He won't take accountability. This young boy here had to learn that I'm hurt, but I have a job to do. See, that's what we have to learn as men. We go through pain. We're hurt. Our body aches, and we still got to get up and go to that job every day, whether we like it or not, whether we feel good or not. The reason why these young boys are acting the way they're doing out in these streets is because they are too emotional. And if you allow young boys in this scenario to get their way and not learn to rationalize and work through their problems, you're emotionally creating the exact men that y'all complain about. Period. And this is why men need to be around, because you all aren't capable of getting this level of attention. Let me prove it to y'all again. I'll prove it to you again. I want y'all to hear it from a woman herself. I want you to hear it I want you to hear it from this woman. Check it out.
I remember I got mad at dad, and I got mad at dad a whole lot. And I went to tell some family members about my daddy because he got on my nerves, and he is evil, and he is mean, and and I remember that it got back to him. He said, the next time you talk about me to somebody, you make sure they got more than me. And damn. See, those are the things that, like, people want to have conversations with their kids. Well, let me tell you, Jimmy.
Gentle parenting.
Gentle parenting. I ain't had none of the gentle parent. He was mean. But the point, I remember it. And I don't know, that had to be 20-something years ago. But I remember that statement, and it stuck with me. Any situation that I've been in any problem that we've had, any heads that we've butted, no matter how much my feelings were hurt or I was sad, I remember every last one of them because I don't remember him being wrong.
Ooh. See, that gives me hope. You want your kids to learn those lessons the first time, the second time, definitely by the third time. And my kids at times could be some knuckleheads about the stuff that I tell them. I got one in particular I've been trying to tell her Like, you need to listen what I'm telling you. You going through all this shit because you're not listening. So I say, go ahead and do it your way, but don't come to me crying when it don't work out. I don't want to hear it. Because I don't like giving advice to people. I don't give advice that I don't think is going to be useful. If I don't know what I'm talking about, or if I don't have advice, I'm not going to speak on something. Or I'll say, well, I need to look that up. I can learn something myself. So I tell y'all, I don't claim to be perfect. I'm trying to tell y'all what I've learned from fucking up. What I've learned from seeing other people mess up. What I've learned from having to mentor young sailors through their situations. You know, over the course of 20 years, I've had 2,000 people that was working for me in one capacity or another. You know? So her acknowledging, she said my dad was mean, but he was right. If my daughters ever see this, my son ever sees this, y'all may not, I've told my kids, y'all may not like what I say to you. You may not like it. But I said, I am your father. I want you to succeed more than anything else in this world. So why would I give you advice that wasn't going to be good for you? The thing is, it's kind of like that little boy who got the girl pregnant. The thing is, when you give them advice, even this woman here, when you give them that tough advice, it requires work a lot of the times. And they don't want to work for it. They don't want to take the hard route. They want everything easy. Well, you got to understand, I didn't have it easy. I took the tough route. I always end up taking the tough road. I'm giving you the cheat sheet to make your life easier. It just requires a little action. And gents, that's anything you want. This shit just ain't gonna fall in your lap. That's why I tell you, y'all can't sit there and be like, well, one day I'm gonna find my wife, but y'all ain't taking no action to be a better man or to be ready. Because it's not even about like, well, I got all this, I got this. Okay, but are you prepared for a wife? Are you structurally prepared to take on a wife? We have actions that we got to do too. Right? We got responsibilities as well. I'm 58 and I'm still learning from men like you. We are still learning. Yeah. Bro, I'm still learning. You know what I mean? There's shit I be learning. Leon's, and you can't help someone that doesn't listen. No, you can't. I'm glad you said this because that's exactly why I end up telling my kids, like, okay, it's on you at this point. But do not come to me later and tell me how it felt. Because again, I'm tired of this back and forth. Every time I tell you something, you do the opposite, and then I gotta bail your ass out. No, I'm done. Fucking grown ass people. Keywords, he was never wrong. Yep. We're not done though. We are not done. I want y'all to see this one. I might have to. Okay. Oh, okay. Y'all might have heard that. I can't show this whole thing because. Hold on. Okay. Now, the reason I'm not going to show y'all this is because just trust me when I say this big ass dude slapped his son. Okay. Just take my word for it. He put that paw on that dude's head. Okay. Now, we can sit here and debate whether that's wrong or right. Some people are like, man, I've heard dudes be like, man, I don't think you should hit him like that. And some of us are old school. Man, put hands on him. But, and I'm going to tell you, I'm somewhere in between, okay? Because whenever my kids got to this age, right, I said, look, you're too old for me to put hands on you. I didn't say that. I said, you're too old for me to whip you. Okay? I said, you're too old for that. I said, you're a young man, right? You're a young woman, right? Then I'm gonna talk to you like that. So with my stepson and with my son, I played the psychology of manhood, right? So I just pretty much like you want to be a man, right? Yeah. So well, men don't do that. That's not the way men move. This is what men do. And then when he's doing something messed up, I'm like, what are you doing? Blah, blah, blah. It's like, men don't do that. You a man, right? Let me see, wait, let me see that skirt you got on. Where that skirt at? You playing. No, obviously you got a skirt on. That ain't what men do. I play that as psychology. So I want y'all to listen to this because the reason why he put hands on him, for my quick interpretation of this, he obviously is hanging with the wrong people. In which case, he's in that mindset that before I let them take you out, I'm going to whip your ass. I'm willing to take you out and I'm willing to take these punks out. And sometimes you got to get to this level with your kids in order to save their life. Here we go.
Come on, quit playing. These your friends, though. Your friend will get your ass beat. If you ever in your fucking life listen to one of them and raise your hand at me, bitch, I will bury you. And bury they dust asses too. These little boys, these little girls gonna get the shit beat out you, boy. You better choose your motherfucking friends wisely. Better tell them your dad not the nigga to play with. I will bury them fucking bitches. I don't care about killing no fucking kids. You better tell them. Before they kill you or before they hurt you, I'll do it. Don't get mad because y'all dust-ass parents don't love y'all like I love mine.
Before I start my commentary, I want all of my fathers to go down in the comment section and tell me if you didn't just have just a little bit of deja vu. When it comes to fathering and when it comes to fathering boys, it's a different type of element that's going on in that man's mind and in that man's body. I'm going to tell you two things that father was thinking about throughout this whole ordeal of talking to the internet and smacking the shit out of his son.
He smacked the shit out of him.
He's probably thinking this: I do not want my son turning into a statistic.
That's it. That's it right there. I would rather burn the world down for them to find out that you didn't lived under my roof and then you didn't turn into a statistic. Or you knew the right thing to do, but you didn't want to listen to your father. You're going to listen to these little punks in the street. I'll take all of y'all out. So shout out to the Music Factory. He said that 16-year-old don't even know who his father is, or don't even know if he is the father. These young girls nowadays definitely can't be trusted either. We can't automatically believe them. I hear you on that one. Couples Light, teach these boys about respect and how to behave at home. Otherwise, the streets and the police will teach them the hard way. That is 100% on point. Both of y'all, man, both of y'all. If anything, it's the responsibility for the father to raise boys and the mothers to raise the daughters. You know, that is a saying, man. And too many of these women don't realize, like, give your boys to their dad. When they start right around when they become a teenager, they need to go to their dad. Or they need to spend significant time with some type of male figure. Because if not, you're going to lose these kids. You're going to lose them. You know? Elizabeth, shout out to you. Raising these children is not easy. God help us. No, I agree. Because the other part is we only get a finite amount of time with our kids, and then the internet got them most of the time. They on the internet, you can't even when you take shit away from them, you can't stop them from being on the internet more than you have time with them. But that's why the time that we spend with our kids is crucial. You got to look at it like every second counts. What am I going to show my kid different that's going to make them just stay away from the temptations just a little bit longer. Listen, I know that I've been harping on like all of the bad shit these kids are doing. Let me tell you something. Some of these kids that I come across, I can't say all of them, but I'm saying some of the young people I've come across, they got a good head on their shoulder. When you hear them talk about certain things, you're like, okay, damn, he might. A couple of these young people, I'm like, man, he getting it. He getting it. I'm a little impressed. It's almost like you either you're impressed because of how much they know at that age, or you're like, holy shit, we are in trouble, right? It's like holy shit, we are cooked, because that right there, them right there, they the ones gonna be taking care of us. Oh my God. I mean, they can't even count change. They don't even know how to count change. I had a video clip for that, but I forgot where I put it at. They can't count the change. We're in trouble. We've already lost most of these kids nowadays. If the parents don't raise the kids, the system will. Yep. What's sad is the women don't understand that their role in creating a broken home has the ultimate negative effect on kids and the family as a whole. And that's kind of what I've been showing. I hope that any women watch this understand it's not I don't want to just shit on single mothers, because I had a single mom. But the difference is there was enough male role models in my life that I was salvageable, that I didn't go the wrong way or I didn't become a failure. And then going to the military, well, now I'm being taught and groomed and into a man by other men. Hell, for some of our kids, the military might be the way to save their life. I don't know about this military, and I don't know about right now, but what I'm going to tell you is, for some of us, it saved our lives. It really did. Agree. Many of these kids are good, but they have bad examples as parents. Yeah. Hell, I've seen kids that have bad examples as parents, and you talk to them, you're like, damn, man, you got so much potential, and it's being wasted because of who you call mom or dad or grandma or aunts. We are definitely cooked if mothers are raising these kids. Damn right, Preston. All right. So that was the end of that section. We almost through this. Oh, we had an hour. Okay. We're going to be doing good. We're doing good. Like I said, I'm not going to hold y'all up because I got a lot of work to do. So where we at? What section are we at? I forgot what section I'm on. All right. Oh, there we go. And this last section is the lessons that women learn later. Okay. Now, I want to show y'all that progression. I want to show y'all how instrumental it is to have that male voice, not just for boys, but boys need it a lot. But young girls need it too. Okay. Because I can't tell you how many articles come across my phone of these young girls doing this, and you have dudes that just don't care. Okay? You have unstable young men out here too. You have unstable men out here. And so these women think that, oh, he a punk, he gonna listen to me, blah, blah, blah. I got this going on, right? I gotta have a lot of them. You come across the wrong dude and he gonna take your head off. And you're like, oh, I like that toxic stuff, until you did. So I want y'all to see more of the lessons that young men get. Check this out.
Why did you sign up for this class?
Not get pressed by other people.
You got a problem with getting pressed by other people?
Yeah, they always trying to like.
You want me to tell you why you get pressed by other people?
Yes.
as a former presser myself, because you show weakness all the time. No matter what you're doing, if you're uncomfortable, you show it. Oh, this is hard. Oh, that's weakness. People can sense that, whether you realize it or not, and it makes you a target. Should it make you a target? Absolutely not. But nevertheless, it does. You showing that you're uncomfortable energizes your opponent. Just like you showing weakness energizes bully.
When in my school, they're like, wanna be gangsters.
They want to be gangsters. I'm going to turn you into one, though. It's a mindset. They think they gangsters. They're not fucking gangsters. I'm going to turn you into a gangster, though. And rule number one, this is your first lesson for the day. You don't show no goddamn weakness. I don't care if it hurt. And go over there and stop showing weakness.
So let me say this. It's these type of talks that you don't think work. It's these type of talks from a man to a young boy, a young teen. They work. They need this shit. Let me show you another example.
You're making me a little nervous at this point. You're close to being a man. You're closer than you think. You're going to be considered a man very soon. And we don't get no sympathy. And the men who do get sympathy,
They aren't real men.
I'm not going to say they ain't real men, but you don't need nobody to feel bad for you. They should want to be strong as you. And that's the mindset that you should have. You want to be respected or pitied? Well, respect is earned, it's not given. Pity is given, respect is not. You understand? Earn your respect. When stuff get hard, don't look to the crowd to give you anything. They don't care. You think that people really care? They don't give a damn, Devin. And the older you get, the less people gonna care. You can go broke and be homeless. They're gonna step right over you on the street. Well, here, man, you should go to work. Where's the sympathy for those people? Where's the sympathy for the homeless men now? Ain't none. Where's the sympathy for the people that's getting bombed right now? Ain't none. People gonna say, oh, that's wrong. Ain't nobody going over there to help. But when you down, people gonna say, oh, I feel bad for them. But are they gonna come over here and do your push-ups for you? Are they gonna go in the ring and fight you around for you? Hell no. They just gonna say it because it sounds good. Think about it.
So another good lesson. This is something that I tell my kids all the time too, that assume nobody gives a shit about you. It's not to say that there is nobody who gives a shit about you, but you have to assume nobody gives a shit about you because that's the default mode. Most people are looking out for themselves in their own interest. Most people got their own issues and their own problems. So sitting there feeling sorry for yourself, feeling bad for yourself, nobody going to feel sorry for you. There's a quote. Let me see if I can find this quote. There's this quote, by D.H. Lawrence. Let me see. D.H. Lawrence has this quote that says, I never saw a wild thing sorry for itself. A small bird will drop frozen dead from a bough without ever having felt sorry for itself. And what I've always interpreted that to mean is there's a wild cat on my porch. Okay. I've been feeding the thing lately. I messed up. It's my cat kind of now. Well, it's still scared of me, so it ain't quite there, but I feed this cat. Okay. It's summer now, so it keeps critters away. Okay. But it don't feel sorry for itself. It goes out and it does what it got to do. And so we have to tell our kids that, like, nobody's going to feel sorry for you. And you shouldn't feel sorry for yourself. Do what you need to do. That should be your focus. You ain't got time to feel sorry for yourself if you're doing what you need to do. So let me catch a couple comments, and I have another clip that I think is really special. We're almost at the end, so please don't leave yet. We're almost there, okay? Men don't get the same sympathy in this world that women and children get. Of course not. That's exactly it. And that's something that, ladies, y'all need to understand about us. You know, like, I don't think women really sit and contemplate how little society gives a shit about men. Society gives so little shit about men, okay? When Nora Vincent dressed up like a man and went undercover as a man, when she got done, the psychological effect of her spending time as a man, she could never get her mind back right again. And she took her own life. Look it up. If you think I'm lying, go look it up. I've even showed the clip here on this channel before, a long time ago. Okay? But Nora Vincent went undercover as a man, and she said that women have zero clue what men really go through. And we have to take all of those feelings and we got to push that shit down just to make it through the next day. Women talk about how, like, oh, well, you know, men, we rule this, blah, blah, blah. Let me tell you something. If men as a total were left unchecked to our feelings and emotions, everybody be slaughtered. Honestly. It's honestly the men who are actually able to control that pain, that rage, that loneliness, who can control it all, are actually the most dangerous men. When I don't mean dangerous, but most dangerous men, because they have learned to master the beast. So Elizabeth says, when I was 13 years old, I knew my parents didn't love me, but now I am very grateful to them for saving me. Much love to African parents. Yeah. Sometimes we think that, sometimes we could think that couples like great clips. Thank you so much. Sometimes we could think that about our parents, but good parents mean right, even when they're mean. You know what I mean? We definitely rock with you, brother, homie, TSG City. Appreciate that, Preston. Keep away from rats and trash bags, scallywags, jazzy baggage, crumb snatching, or Chelsea, brother, homie, you the one who taught me about respect and love for people who have no voice. Be the voice for the people who don't have a voice. Absolutely. Absolutely. 100%. Couples like say everyone has their own life and own problems. Yeah. That's why, like, most people are on, let me catch this one too. No one is coming to save you. 100%. All right. Let me show you this one. I can't wait to show you this clip. I thought this was really cool. Okay. I have two.
Do you guys pay for your own nails?
I got 2 clips left. Sorry about that. This clip here is a woman who's in a classroom talking to young ladies. Okay. Now, I didn't watch this whole thing, so bear with me. It's a longer video, but let me say, from the little bit that I heard, much respect to this sister for doing this. This is the equivalent of the talk that the man was having with the young boys. And she's having this talk to the sisters, to the young sisters, okay? Check this out.
Do you guys pay for your own nails?
No.
Do you pay for your own hair?
Yeah.
Sometimes, yeah? Okay. Do you pay for all your clothes? Do you pay for all your shoes? You still got, okay, so does it mean that y'all not baddies yet? No, okay. So baddies have to have a certain amount of income, it sounds like, to maintain all of those requirements, right? And it doesn't sound like it's the cheap stuff. It's supposed to be the good stuff. I'm imagining, because they want the name brands, right? What kind of name brands you gotta wear? What do the baddies wear? Gucci, hello, what else? Okay, all of these things, right? So is it fair to Yeah. Okay, so that's another 50 to 60 to 70 to 80,000, right? So that's just a basic, right? Why would this lifestyle of this valley culture that you guys are telling me sounds like a battle? Is that fair to call it? Trying to keep your sanity. How can it affect your heart?
Because she was like, people don't really care about you for so long.
People don't really care about you. Well, why not? Why aren't people caring about baddies and loving them and protecting them? And then you and you.
Some people don't care about what's on the inside. They only care about
Because some people only don't care about what's on the inside. They only care about what's outside. Like what? That booty meat. That booty meat. No. Right. What else? Right. There's a lot of booty meat in a lot of the stuff. That's all. Everybody takes pictures.
She said a lot of booty meat.
I'm not making stuff. Sometimes people get mad at Auntie because they think I'm a prude and I don't have fun. I think I'm cute and I ain't got nothing to steal out. And we got to learn how to be cute both ways. There's certain kind of cute for certain types of times and places. You feel me? And if you're cute like that, if you're pretty like that 24/7, what comes with that kind of attention if you was a baddie 24/7? So say you did have the money and you could get the hair done and you could have the attention and stuff. What do you think it's going to do to your heart? What else?
Oh, I think I don't know.
What's her name? Say your name first.
Yes.
Okay,
so she said how like people aren't gonna care about you like how you really are. I think it's gonna start to make you feel like you have to be someone else. Like you have to put on a mask or like act like something you are in public. But once you get home, the real you comes out and you're just like, no one really sees me.
Girl, you got deep.
Yes, you did.
You got deep.
Hell
right?
yeah. Man, if I hope that watch it don't come across my feed no more. Damn it! I should have clicked on it deeper. I should have clicked on the actual channel that put this out. My bad. Let me say something. Shout out to this sister. I would have loved to hear the rest of this conversation. But one thing that I want you all to take away from this is that look, she said, look, I got myself covered up, but I'm still a baddie. I'm still beautiful and all these things. And she is. And good on her for what she did. What I really like is if y'all notice in the videos that I've done with these children that can't read and all these different things that they're going on, they have no comprehension skills. Nothing is requiring them to think. Nothing is requiring them to actually rationalize out their thought processes. Go back to the 16-year-old little boy who been laying down with his girlfriend. He not rationalizing out, man, if I go ahead, I'm gonna get her pregnant, then I gotta worry about this, and I ain't trying to do that. Like, see, he wasn't thinking like that. And educators like this, and the man in the last clips, they got these young people thinking. And it sounds to me, I don't know, I ain't been in school, but it sounds to me, from what I could tell, school doesn't have them thinking to this level. School doesn't have them rationalizing out to this level. It's pretty much they're going to pass you regardless. It's just housing. It's just literally just a housing place for kids during the daytime. Right? So I wanted y'all to see that because it's not just like, of course we need to have men around, but that last clip, it's kind of what King just said, modern day etiquette class. And this is what Kevin Samuels talked about. He said we need etiquette class again. Because as much as men aren't being men, that's what we hear all the time, right? Women aren't being women. Women aren't being ladies anymore. Me and P talk about this all the time on Partners in Crime podcast. That it seems like the script is flipped. I want y'all to do something for me later on. When you get a chance, you're sitting there, having your little sip or whatever you're doing. I want you to think about all of the things in the playbook of a man back in the day, right? Think about all our little tricks, all the things that we used to try to talk about, get away with, blah, blah, blah. And then I want you to think about modern women today. And tell me you don't start seeing the parallel. Tell me you don't start putting together that women are moving like men did back in the day. I'll give you an example. Men back in the day was always trying to have a roster. You remember that? Men tried to have a roster. What do we hear now? Modern women are like, girl, keep a roster. Always have more than one. Okay? Me and P had talked about a clip that we went through or something where, or no, he was telling me about a story that the woman got busted, but it was like women used to be known for cheating and getting away with it. I'm talking about like you never knew when a woman was cheating back in the day. And men back in the day was sloppy with it. They get busted because it's like they just didn't keep their shit tight. Flip it. Now more and more women are getting busted cheating because they sloppy with it. They sloppy. And men now, when they cheat, it's like you don't even know. Because now they're more discreet about it. They're not going run and tell a bunch of boys they business. That's bad examples. I'll give you another example. Actually, that's enough for that. That might be a video topic. The point is, so much is flipped. Okay. There's an argument, and this is going to lead us into, let me catch this comment real quick. Watching from Tanzania, East Africa, this generation today, if you want your life to be good, stay away from the false friends and they will take you to hell. Yes. And thank you so much, Elizabeth. Yes, we talked about this on this channel too. Like, typically it's hard for men to make a bunch of friends. Not to say men don't have friends, just to make a bunch. Women tend to make more friends than men do. And I did an episode on this channel how women's worst enemy is actually other women. Women are, go watch that video. Just look it up. Holy shit. I should do a new updated version of that. But I'm telling you right now, women's worst enemy is other women. So you are absolutely correct on this one. One of the things that we're going to talk about in Friday's video, I believe. Yeah, so Friday's video is I want to get back to looking at examples of couples working together. I want to get back to what it takes to actually win, those characteristics. And I know that's not most popular topic because it's not messy or whatever, but we kind of need to continue to go to those fundamentals, because when we do come across the person that we want to be with, we need to know what it takes to keep them and what it takes to keep us from bolting, from just this ain't gonna work. Because we've all lost patience. Everybody just wants to bolt. Nobody wants to work at it. Or nobody at least knows what to look for in the beginning. And the clips that I have on the next video, chef's kiss, just like tonight. But I want y'all to see something, because a lot of men, this is going to be the last video tonight, we'll get out of here. A lot of women say, well, us women got to do all this work, and, I got to go to work, and I got to take care of kids, I got to clean the house, I got to do all this domestic work, and I don't get no help, and blah, blah, blah. I'm not happy no more. I want a divorce. I'm going to show y'all this story real quick. And I'm playing this story because it talks about parenting together, but it's also going to take us into the next video where we see what we got to do to make it. And this video captures both of those things. Check it out.
I just need to get this off my chest about my husband. So I'm going to visit my friend in Florida in a couple weeks, and I told my husband, I need to get in shape. I got to look good in my bikini. And he's like, that's not how this works, but sure, I'll help you out. If you ever seen the man, you can tell he knows what he's doing in the gym. So he sends me this workout, I go to the gym. Whatever he sent me doesn't make sense to me. I don't work out a lot. I don't know what machines he's talking about. So now I'm texting him pictures of the machines. I'm like, is this the one you're talking about? He's sending me a breakdown step by step of how to use each machine. By the way, he's home with all 4 of our kids and a couple neighbors came over. So I think he had like 6 kids there while I was gone. I get through it, finish the workout. I go.
Hold on, let me stop this real quick. I just want to highlight something I didn't pay attention to when I first had this video. This kind of goes into what we're going to talk about in our next video. You see this dynamic? She was able to give her husband credit. Hey, my man looks good. He knows how to take care of himself. And then there's the perfect dynamic. She needs him. She asked him. I know what he knows. He's what he's talking about. And then you give him a situation. That man gets in a situation in which he gets to help his woman. He gets to teach her something. And that's beneficial to both men and women, okay? When a woman can respect a man that she can get something from. And I'm not talking about just money. I'm talking about actually feel like I respect him. I respect what he knows. I respect his wisdom. I respect him in this account. I'm not saying that he got to be teaching you everything. I'm saying that there's got to be a level of mutual respect. One of my buddies, his mom was my school teacher. Sometimes he's here in the comments, sometimes he's not. So I ain't gonna say his name, but his mom was my reading teacher. Very smart woman. Went on to like do all kind of educational, just the tippy top of education. Okay. Retired, doing well. His dad worked kind of like a factory type job, paid really well. But his mom was the educator. His mom had the higher education. You know what she didn't do? She didn't put that dude down. She loved and respected that man for the man that he was, the provider that he was, the sacrifices he made for their family. And now they're doing well. That's old school. It's not that I'm better than you. We're working to build this thing. And that's what you're going to see in the rest of this story. I'm sorry I went on that tangent, but I thought it was important to highlight that.
Go home. He made lunch. I sit down at the table. I start eating, and I'm like, how was everything this morning? And he's like, fine. What's the workout for tomorrow? What do you want to do next? Just super supportive, And then my oldest son comes over, and he's like, Mom, this morning was crazy. Tells me his little brother shit his pants, took the pants off in the bathroom, got shit all over the toilet, all over the mat, all over the floor. Tells me the baby was fussy. Tells me his sister was like fighting with the neighbor friends. So I go check the bathroom. Bathroom's clean. There's laundry going. The baby's asleep. Somehow Ryan got the baby to sleep without breastfeeding him. I don't even know how to do that. And then I'm just thinking about how when I was working out, I pictured him on the couch, locked in on the phone, just telling me how to do these workouts. Because he was like, you sit down, you pull the yellow knobs, you unlock it, you set the weight. He was telling me how much weight he thinks I should put on it, what my form should look like. Whole time he is wiping shit off the ground. He's getting a baby to sleep. He's cooking. I didn't know he was even doing all that. And he wasn't even going to tell me. Because he's just trying to support me in reaching my goals and also protecting my peace. He didn't want it to seem like a burden that I left him home with all the kids and tried to do something for myself. So anyway, tonight he's getting
Tonight he getting sloppy toppy. That's right. My husband getting sloppy toppy tonight. He getting that Gok 3000. I showed y'all that story, and I wanted to end on that story is because it's going to take us into our next video. But additionally, there were some things that we can learn from these two working together. The son spilled the beans. Hey, Mom, this shit was crazy. Okay, it reminded me of that episode of Everybody Hates Chris, where they left him home with the babysitter. And at first, Chris wasn't going to say nothing, but the babysitter was a terrible babysitter. Chris spills the beans this is what happened. Don't let this woman come back. What I like about this story is that there are a lot of men nowadays who do this kind of stuff. Maybe not to this level, but they try. And if you're a woman listening to me right now, you have an opportunity to further nurture your husband doing these things. If you dismiss what he did, if you don't appreciate what he did, if you don't respect what he's doing, he'll never do it the same again. He'll be like, why? You don't really appreciate it? You just go and bitch and moan and yell at me anyway. So why am I? You got to understand, ladies, we thrive, we look at behaviors and outcomes. So if this behavior is going to cause me pain or cause a lack of my peace, then I'm not going to do that thing anymore. Why am I going to do it? It's a waste of my time. You understand what I'm saying? So, but what did she say? I'm about to give my husband sloppy toppy from doing such a great job today. Guess what? He's going to continue to do it. I'm reminded of a story with my first ex, and she was complaining to me that she didn't get any time to herself. She don't get time to herself. And I said, okay, well, why don't you take tomorrow and, go to the mall? You like going to the mall and just go do you. Now, at the time, I got 2 stepkids and I got my twins. So we have 4 kids, right? I'm a young man, all these children, okay? I'm like, go ahead. I got this, okay? Man, me and the kids have an awesome time. I'm talking about that was the great thing about being a young father, because I had all this energy. You know what I mean? I'm like, yeah, let's play. She came home, place was immaculate, food was cooked. I had done all this stuff. I'd done this as a young man. This was my mindset on being a husband, right? She comes home, I'm like, hey, how was your day? It was all right. Wait, you was gone for like 4, 5, 6 hours. Must have been a great time. I don't know, just was all right. Okay, well, at least you got out the house. I guess. I was by myself though. Like, you asked for this time. You could have stayed home and I could have taken the kids out somewhere. So it was literally no pleasing this woman. Okay. What am I trying to say? I'm saying that enough of those type of scenarios and situations culminated until I just didn't want to do them anymore. And I tell my kids this to this day. I said, listen, I knew it was time to leave when I didn't want to play with y'all no more. Not that I didn't love y'all. I just didn't have the energy anymore to play. When I knew when we wouldn't play and have a great time, when I was so miserable, I just wanted to play video games all the time. I knew the shit was over. I knew it was done. That woman had literally sapped all of the energy and all of the spirit out of that marriage. I had nothing left. So I bring this up is because we're going to talk about a bunch of things in Friday's video regarding that. What I do like is that last woman thought enough to appreciate her husband. And sometimes the little things can keep that marriage together. Anyway, we catch a couple more comments. We'll get up out of here. Preston says they're just not worth the effort or the stress. Elizabeth says, I love these teachings, but for us, it's not morning. We go to work. I really love all the men in the world. I appreciate you, Elizabeth. Thank you for being here. And again, this is just us talking. You know what I mean? I gave up a long time ago. Preston, got to get you back, man. No matter what you do, it's still not enough to satisfy ungrateful losers, entitled moochers. That's why, Preston, I'm making the next video, because you all said y'all liked that positive video I made last time. I got another one, but we're going to talk a little bit deeper about other aspects, okay? So my mom and stepmom told me that I did too much. I was like, tonight, dude disappeared from the face of the planet to a happy place, right? Yeah, he is. I wish you a good day, and may God reward you, and the men are always the leaders of the family. Someone comes here and says her boyfriend is dirty. I told her, why don't you clean him up if you love him? Yeah. When you love somebody, you you're going to try to help them. You know, you're going to try to help them. You're going to try to make sure they're good. Preston says, chef's kiss to their own delusion and horses ass hair. Oh, let me catch this one. Oh, let me make sure. Damn, I missed a lot of comments. Let's go here. King says, women are sloppy with bigger consequences than men. Even if getting pregnant isn't involved, they still carry the trauma from making horrible decisions in men and having what they think is fun. Yeah, exactly. Men aren't being men, says the women who don't know how to be women. Big fun. Bombs, brother, King. All right. That dude is taking multitasking to another level. Oh, yep. Let's not forget Houston. Someone tells you that there are benefits to getting married, and at the time, she has like 3 men. I saw that, and they say that the Bible only talks about sons and harasses women. Yeah, that's a whole nother story. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about stuff like that in the next video. All right. Exactly, brother homie. They're their own worst enemies, especially when they only catastrophe in Bitchery City. Horrible decisions and influences. Yep. All right. Catch everything. Shout out to 17th, man. Preston says you can't support broken system that is a CPU malfunction. I've been there. I had to leave her alone and divorce her. She left the relationship first, but she was physically there. But I left and divorced her. Nope, I get it. I get it, 17. I've been in multiple one-sided relationships with women. Yes, I have too. We all, I think a number of us have. Let me read this one. 17, don't leave yourself with a broken record repeating the same garbage. Let me tell you something. I'm going to say this last. Actually, I'm going to save this. I'm going to save what I'm going to say because, again, I want to discuss this. Friday's video is positive. What we're going to dive into, though, is more of those, what should we be looking for? What is it? And I'm saying that we have our work, too. What is it that's going to make us together get through this? And there are certain qualities that are simple enough, but not simple for today, for people today, that would literally probably make more successful relationships. But anyway, again, we're going to talk about that soon. What's up, Shaun? I'm good, brother. I'm good. Glad you was here. That was a good game. God damn it. All right, I can't wait to watch. All right, I got to get out of here. Got to see what happened with the Spurs. All right. All right, gents. I'll be back Friday. Thank you all for being here. Make sure that you like this video. Subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed. Something else that I got to put out a quick promotion, but to support the channel, I don't have any sponsors, but I do have stuff that I use, like the ashwagandha. If you don't know what ashwagandha is, go ahead and look it up. A lot of benefits. I use this one. I'm telling you, it helps me out. Other things that I use is this. I got this Stanley mug. I have like 2 of them. All those things are down in the description below. All the things that I promote are the things that I use. And I don't have any sponsors because I would never put sponsors on here unless it's something that I use. If I don't use it, I'm not going to tell you to use it. So thank you to everyone who continues to support this channel. And until next time, gents, live your best life.